Welcome to Pera's Playbook. This is your host, Alex Pera. Let's open up our playbook and see who our guest is. Please enjoy. Welcome to episode 211 of Pera's Playbook. Today we're joined by Layne. You might say, hey, this guy looks familiar. And that's because he's brother of Jack Layne, who's been on the podcast a couple times. Dylan is a linebacker at Idaho. Jack used to play at Idaho. And we're happy to have Dylan on the podcast. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's a Monday, but it was a pretty good Monday. A little tired, but as Mondays go, 9 out of 10 maybe. I don't
Nice.
know. Not bad. No complaints. I don't know about in Idaho, but here in Michigan, the weather has just been beautiful. It's been
Yeah, here
awesome.
too. Yeah, it has not got cold at all yet. It's still like 70s.
Yeah. Do you guys get a decent amount of snow and stuff in the winter?
Yeah, it snows over for sure. And that snow stays on the ground for a while too because it stays cold. So
Yeah. Right. So you guys definitely know winter. So you got to take advantage of this fall weather while it's still here.
yeah, no doubt.
Yeah. Luckily, you guys have a sweet dome that you play in. We could talk about that here in a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But let's start with a little bit like your recruiting. Why Idaho? Why'd you pick Idaho, coming out of high school?
Yeah, I had a couple other Big Sky offers coming out of high school, like Eastern Washington, Portland State, like Northern Colorado, and then obviously Idaho. And then when I visited, it was Coach X first year there, so he had just gotten there. And I mean, his pitch was kind of like, "Hey, we're kind of a sleeping giant. We're gonna build this thing up with local kids." And I just kind of bought into that. I love the small community of Moscow, which is the town here, and I love the family atmosphere that Coach X brings. So yeah.
Yeah, and it definitely was a sleeping giant. Built Idaho into a national powerhouse at the FCS level, a team that, making the playoffs, competing with nationally ranked teams, competing with FBS teams. I mean, you guys were in a 10-point game with Oregon last year, and then they had Dylan
Yeah.
Gabriel, loaded offense, loaded defense, and you guys played them really tough. So definitely did transform Idaho into a great team. And you got to do something which also is unique in sports, especially the higher you get. Obviously, if you're in high school, generally, if you and your sibling play the same sport, you're going to be on the same team. But as you get older, you start playing higher level sports, it's less common to be on the same team as your sibling. You got to play with Jack for a little bit at Idaho, which is a pretty cool situation.
Yeah, no, that was awesome. I mean, obviously we grew up together, played youth football, high school football, and then when we got the opportunity to come here, like it was no brainer. Obviously he had a lot of success here, and we lived together when we were up here. So I mean, yeah, like you said, dream come true, man. It's really cool.
And you're a linebacker, he's a
Mhm.
quarterback. So you got to go against each other in practice.
Yeah, we had some battles for sure in spring ball and fall camp. Um, yeah, it was really cool because we're both very smart players. So it was kind of like a chess match. People would say he would never throw my way because he probably always thought I knew it was coming or stuff like that. But I never got a chance to pick him off in practice. I have some PBUs on him, but never picked him.
Yeah. Did you ever sack him in practice or anything?
Oh, you can't get close to the QBs in
Oh,
practice.
not at all. The QB's off limits in practice.
Yeah, there's a bubble around them.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. You don't want to get your starting quarterback hurt in
Mhm.
practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk about everything that unfolded kind of last year. Coach Eck, right? We talked about he builds this big program, and the thing that happens when a coach builds a good program at a smaller school is usually they move up a level, and that's
Mhm.
exactly what he did. He took a job at University of New Mexico, a team that needed rebuilding, but it's the FBS level. In the Mountain West Conference, great conference. Your brother and a few others hopped in the portal and followed him to New Mexico. Was that a thought ever for you, hopping in the portal? Was that something that you had to really think about whether you wanted to stay or go?
Yeah, I mean, I considered it. I mean, especially when Jack decided he wanted to go. I thought about it, but I really liked the opportunity of coming back here. Stepping into a bigger leadership role. Obviously, playing a lot more. And there was a lot of other guys that stayed too. Some of my best friends are here, so after thinking about it, like yes, I considered it, but it was really no brainer. I knew I was coming back.
Yeah. No, I think it's great to be able to come back. Right? It's still Idaho football. You
Mm,
guys are still a force this year. We can talk about that, here in a little bit. The season you guys are currently having. It's not like just Coach Eck leaving, all of a sudden, like the program falls apart. Like he left this awesome structure, this foundation, and you guys have a new coach come in, and you guys have picked up right where you left off, and
yeah.
you guys are still competing at a very high level. And in a way, like you don't have to follow your coach because it's your story, right? Like you write your own story. So if you want to stay at Idaho, you don't have to follow the guy just because he recruited you or whatever. Like you can stay in Idaho and you keep writing your story.
And I think a very underappreciated aspect of college football nowadays is loyalty. I mean, there's not very many loyal players these days to the school that they went to originally, to not just the coaching staffs, obviously, because that changes, but the university, the history, all that stuff, the community that they join. So, yeah, there's a lot of diehard Vandals on our team, and I chose loyalty, so that was a big part of it.
Yeah, it's a rare thing to see a starter or a guy that gets a decent amount of playing time be at a college for 4 years. Right? You get a lot of guys that maybe they were the third or fourth string player and they didn't really get any game action. They were just kind of on the roster for 4 years. Usually in the new age of college football, if you are a player, somebody wants you to leave where you're at and they're going to try to sweeten the deal. So it's
Yeah.
definitely a rare thing to have that 4 years at the same place. Loyalty's it's a huge thing. I mean, I think it's awesome. I mean, I can't blame guys for leaving, especially if somebody throws a little money at you. Like I can't blame guys for leaving, but I think it's awesome loyalty when you stay no matter what situation you're in and you just keep battling. Which is a good way to kind of segue into this season. You guys have had a really tough start to the schedule. I mean, it's a hard schedule. You play
Yeah.
two FBS teams. You lose to both of them by 3 points, which
Both
is just
game-winning field goals.
killer.
Time to,
Yeah, just that those are the worst losses because you're in it the whole game and you lose it in the end and there's nothing you can do, right? You don't get one more chance to go out there and score those game ending field goals are brutal. But it shows you guys that you guys can still compete at a high level to lose to an FBS school by 3 points. If you're gonna take any positive out of the loss, it's that you guys aren't that far off. And then
Mm.
you play one of the top teams in FCS in Montana. So really, really hard start. Obviously, I'm sure you guys would rather be 5-0 or 4-1 or whatever, but you guys are 2-3, and you got the whole rest of your schedule out of you, the whole rest of your year. You're going to be in conference play here pretty soon. So let's talk about what's kind of the feeling around the team right now, kind of with where you guys are at, having some of these close losses, playing a really tough schedule, now starting to move into conference play.
Yeah, I mean, I would say the number one word is we're hungry. We're hungry for improvement. To get better. Like you said, we've come really close, and I think Coach Ford keeps saying it. We're right there. It's just we're too inconsistent right now, especially on defense. It's like we can't really click at the same time. When the offense is playing well, we're not playing well. The games that we have played well, the offense has struggled a little bit. So we just keep saying like, keep working at it. When it clicks, it's going to click, and it's going to be a nightmare for the conference this year if we can play our best ball every single game. And that starts with our habits every day at practice. This bye week, attacking it, and just not really getting down on ourselves with the results. Just sticking to our process and how we can get better every day. So that's where our mind's at right now.
Yeah, season's not over. There's a lot of
Mhm.
season left. Right?
Yeah,
Like you lose a couple games, you can't give up. You just got to keep fighting and you got to keep grinding. And a bye week's perfect. Like, perfect time to kind of gather what's going
yeah,
on, what happened the first 5 weeks. Why did we fall short in a few of these games? What can we adjust? What can we change? Okay, let's go out after this bye week and let's give it heck, right? Let's go out there and give it our all for the rest of the season. Great little tune-up week.
yeah, for sure. It's an improvement week, work week.
Yeah. Right. It's not a rest and relaxation, right? It's not like you're kicking your feet up and you're, vegging out on the couch for a week. It's
Yeah,
time to buckle down.
exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about the Kibby Dome. It's a very unique. atmosphere in college football, especially at the D1 level. I'm from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. There's a
Mm,
Division II college in Marquette, Northern Michigan, and they have a dome, a really
okay.
big indoor dome. It's a really cool old facility. Um, but there's not a lot of universities, especially at the D1 level, that have a dome like that. It's a really cool atmosphere that you guys get to play in. Very unique.
Yeah, I'm actually sitting in a meeting room about 30 feet from the field right now. So, yeah, it's unbelievable game day experience. And it only seats about 16,000, but I mean, you get around 10,000 fans in there, and it feels like there's 50,000 people watching you because the sound, I swear, just echoes off the roof. And if it's third down and you're trying to make checks, I mean, you're not going to be able to hear each other on the field. But that's very special because it makes it a very hard place to play. I think we've won I think our last 7 games here going back to last year, 7 or 8. So we got to keep that streak going this year. But yeah, it's one of the hardest places to play in the Big Sky Conference in FCS, and yeah, it's magical for sure.
Yeah, you can definitely use that home field advantage, especially in a dome with that noise when other
Yeah.
teams come in there, because you guys are used to it. You deal with it every time you have a home game, and not that it makes it easy, because right noise gets in your head. You can get easy to goof up on things, but it's harder for that other team coming in when they're not used
Yeah.
to it at all. That can
Mhm.
be an extra weapon in your guys' toolbox.
Yeah. No, and like you said, it's great for the weather too. I mean, it's always 70 and sunny in the Kibbe Dome, man. So yeah, it's a quarterback's best friend out there when they're playing out there.
Yeah, and
Obviously, I'm not a
kicker.
quarterback, but Jack had some pretty legendary games in there sometime. So
Right, you don't have to worry about it when the late season rolls around and that November breeze, that December breeze starts whipping up and you get a snowstorm out there. You don't have to worry about it, right? You don't have to adjust your game plan. Oh, we can't throw the ball as much because we got a snowstorm out here. Like you
mm,
can just play your game. Um, and it's just a really cool, I mean, for anyone who doesn't know what it looks like, just Google a picture of it. It's a really
yeah,
cool college football facility for sure. And Idaho is, I think become in the past 10 years one of the like, I don't know what the word is, but like biggest growing like programs, like moving from kind of unknown, nobody really cares, to now nationally recognized program. In like the last 10 years, it's moved into that you have to watch out for Idaho football. Idaho football means something. Um, so more people, and as you guys really stamp your names in, the more success you have at a consistent basis, and more people are going to know about Idaho football.
yeah. And I think with that too, every year that Coach Eck was here, we had players leave in the portal. And if you go look at the teams those players are on right now, they're playing really well. They're starting. We have guys starting at Power Five schools, at Mountain West schools, obviously. And I mean, that just goes to show that the level of football that's being played here. I mean, we have really good players, and we're like you said, we've grown this program into a nationally recognized FCS program. So it's really cool to play for a team like this.
Yeah, it shows the development your coaches have too. Right, bringing
Mhm.
these guys in, developing it. Obviously, it sucks when sometimes when they leave and they go play at a Power Five school, but it shows a lot about what the coaches can develop. Like that guy is good enough to go play at a Power Five school and go show out there. I mean, a lot of that is credit to the coaches at Idaho helping develop that player.
Yeah.
So, do you stay connected with Jack, a lot? Is it hard because you guys are obviously you're both doing your own thing and now you're separated by distance, but do you guys still keep in contact a lot?
Yeah, we do. I'm actually going to watch his game this weekend. I'm flying out to they play at San Jose, which is funny because we just played there 2 weeks ago. So I wish it was a different venue, but yeah, I'm going back there with my parents to watch him, and I'll see him at the hotel. But yeah, we talk a lot. We go over games every weekend. If we can, we watch each other's games. Luckily, because we had a late game this weekend, I was able to watch his whole game, and it was a good one. It was fun to watch. Um, but yeah, we definitely stay connected. It was different at first, but it's cool to like kind of see him on his own path, and then I'm sure it's really cool for him seeing me step into this new role. And yeah,
No, yeah, it's really cool that you're both doing your own thing now. Like obviously unique, like we talked about, cool situation to be on the same team together in that journey. But now it's cool, like you're both doing your own thing and you can support each other and you're both doing amazing things at two really good programs. I mean, Coach Eck has turned that New Mexico program into a force in his
Hmm.
first year. I mean, they're having an awesome season. For anyone who doesn't know what the Lobos have going on, just watch out because they're
Yeah.
putting together. They have a great team and they're putting together a great season right now. And the same thing with Idaho. Don't let that record fool you. The Vandals are going to be hanging around there at the end of the season
Mhm.
for sure. So you have an uncle that played at Ohio State and then a little bit of the Buccaneers. He was a linebacker too.
Yeah. Not by blood, um, unfortunately. But yeah, we grew up, playing football with him. He has a son too, who's now a senior in high school, really good quarterback out there in Ohio where they live. Like you said, he played at Ohio State. But yeah, he was probably one of our first football mentors. And then he obviously played in the NFL. So yeah, it's really cool, especially now, like talking. We went to Glacier National Park as like a family reunion last summer, and he was there, and he's the defensive coordinator for his son's high school team. And so for me, I brought my playbook. We were going over like schemes for like hours. It was really cool. But yeah, it's cool to just talk ball with him, especially now that I'm playing.
Right. A guy, especially him being a linebacker, playing at
Yeah.
Ohio State, playing in the league. Obviously, he's got a great football IQ, a lot of
Hmm.
different experience that he can share with you. And that's just a cool little extra pocket, something you have in your pocket, like having a family member that you can kind of lean on, ask for a little advice. And, that's an extra tool that not everyone has.
Yeah, for sure. He's a great mentor for us, for me and Jack.
Do you have a favorite athlete? Just like all time?
Yeah. For me, growing up in the Portland area, it's always been Damian Lillard. Um, Obviously that's not a football player, but I was a big basketball kid growing up too. Played basketball and football. And I just love Dame's work ethic, what he stands for. Like he was an FCS kid. He went to Weber State, which is also in the Big Sky. So especially now that I'm playing for an FCS school, like I can appreciate that small school work ethic, that mentality that you have to have. You have to work extra hard, to make it because you come from a smaller school. You're not going to get respected because you played maybe lower level competition. So I've always respected that about him, and obviously, he's just a great dude overall for the city of Portland. So yeah,
Yeah.
name for sure.
A lot of the greats have played at small schools. you
Hmm.
know, like Randy Moss. There's a huge list of guys that have gone on to have huge success that have played at really small schools. So, it doesn't matter where you go to college.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. I mean, there's the old saying like if they're gonna find you if you can play, basically. Like, and you're seeing it now too. Like a lot of guys coming out of D3 and D2 that are getting shots at the NFL. College football is really spread out now, where you can be at any level, FCS, FBS, whatever. You can get your shot. And guys
Hmm.
like that who have made it in the NBA, NFL, whatever league, you
Yeah,
know,
even in the transfer portal, like you see, Ole Miss's starting QB right now came from
oh
Fair State, which is
yeah,
a
yeah,
D2 powerhouse. But yeah, it's just little examples like that. There's players everywhere, and I mean, if you go to a small school, honestly, you have that chip on your shoulder to, outwork people and really just hone in on the little details of everything. So I think it's a blessing to come from a small school.
yeah, for sure. It gives you a different perspective on things too. You don't take everything for granted, like maybe you
Mhm.
would if you were, five-star recruit, full ride scholarship, NIL money at Alabama. You're gonna have a different outlook than some
Oh,
guy
100%.
who's grinding, at D3 or small conference D1. Totally different perspectives in life and sports and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
You still hoop at all, or can you still hoop? Hoop well?
Um, I came second in our 3-point contest that we had over the winter this year. So I'm definitely known for my shooting. I've always been a great shooter. But the few times I did actually play basketball this offseason, it was very tiring. It was hard. Basketball shape is different than football shape, getting up and down.
Yeah.
But yeah, we play at the rec during the offseason. It's fun.
So is that like a team shooting competition? Like a
Yeah,
football
yeah. We had a
team?
dunk contest and a 3-point contest, and then like a team knockout. So you could choose which one you wanted to be in. So obviously, there's a lot of guys that can't really hoop, so they do the knockout. And then there's the certain people that can do the dunk contest. I'm the shooter, so I chose the 3-point contest and I got hot, but
Yeah,
unfortunately lost in the finals.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool though. That's kind of a fun thing.
it's fun.
Yeah. So we're just gonna do like some random questions as kind of we end the episode, some non-sports things.
Mhm.
Um, do you think that you could survive on like a deserted island, right? Like plane crash, you're out there, you got to fend for yourself. You think you'd be okay?
Yeah, 100%. I would just the first thing I do is try to find shelter, and I'd probably use the whatever I crashed in as shelter and gather the supplies there from there for what I need, and then I'd try to find a water source, food source. I think I could do it for sure.
Think you could hunt, fish, do all that stuff if you had to?
I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's interesting to think about.
Hmm.
Like, I feel like it would depend on where I'm at. If I was in like a northern climate, like where I
Oh
grew up,
yeah.
like Michigan, I feel like I'd be better off, honestly,
Okay. Hmm.
than like if I was on like a tropical island. Because that'd be something like I'm not familiar with that level of heat. Like I don't know if I could handle that. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if I could either. That now that you say that, because I get sunburned really easily, so I'd have to cover up. So, yeah.
Yeah, I always think about that. Like, there's that movie Unbroken. I was a book too
Mhm.
about that
I've
Louis
seen that.
Zamperini,
Yep.
right? Like
Yep.
he was out on that raft for so long. Like
Yeah. He
your
had like,
skin,
yeah.
can't even imagine. You know, I think about people on like those reality TV shows where they're like Survivor or something, where they're on a
Mhm.
game show but they're on an island. Like, are they giving them like sunblock behind the
Yeah.
scenes? Like, how are you not just like
Not
crisp?
real.
Yeah, come on. You have to be if you're in the dead sun, 110 degrees every single day. Yeah. What if you had to go on a game show, reality TV show? What would you pick?
I would probably say Wheel of Fortune because I used to watch it. I don't know why I'm thinking about that, but I think I watched it growing up a lot with my brothers and my mom. So I think I'd be pretty good at it. Either that or Jeopardy. I know a lot of like random facts. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, just kind of that like any useless knowledge that's really only good for like
Yeah.
trivia competitions and yeah, trivia is always fun. Recently, some friends of mine, we started going, there's like a bar in the town here and then they started doing like a trivia night. So that was fun. Like totally random topics. You either know it or you don't. And
Mhm.
but yeah, I've always been into that kind of stuff. I don't think I'd be good on like a Jeopardy type show though, honestly. Like I don't know. I feel like I would want to do like The Amazing Race or like Survivor or something like that.
Maybe if it was Jeopardy but with ball knowledge, you'd be elite at it.
Yeah, it was
I would be
sports.
elite at it.
Sports Jeopardy would be one thing. Right?
Mhm.
Like throwing
Yeah.
football, hockey, basketball. Probably not baseball. I don't know. Kind
Yeah,
of weak on the baseball
I'm
knowledge.
outdated on baseball. I don't really know like the current people, but
Yeah, I'm not crazy into baseball. I'll probably follow it a lot closer now, the World Series. That's always
mm,
kind of fun. But I'm not a person that can just like sit and watch baseball. Like I don't know, 160 games gets a little old. It's fun to go to a ballpark, right?
mhm.
Like I've been to a Cubs game, been to some White Sox
That's
games,
cool.
and
That's
it's like
cool
a
stuff.
blast. But something like watching it on TV too. No, I don't
Yeah.
know. I can watch football on TV all day, every day.
Mhm.
But and basketball. I can watch basketball all day, every day too. Like when college basketball rolls around, it's on every single night. It's like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
perfect. What if you had to play a sport other than football? You couldn't play football.
Um.
Somebody said you never play football again. And I'm gonna throw out basketball too, since you said you're a hooper.
Yep.
Make it
Yep.
harder on you.
This is an easy one for me. I'm gonna say pickleball. Um. Yeah, that might be an odd answer, but I got into it this summer with a bunch of my teammates up here, and just fell in love with the competition of it. We had some crazy rallies, and it's funny because you go to these courts out in these communities, and there's random people playing there that are just insane, and it makes you just want to keep grinding and get good. But yeah, we had a good little crew that would play, and I would say I'm not elite, but I think I could be if I took it on full time. So yeah.
Yeah, you could be a pro pickleball player if you devoted as much time as you do to football. It was all pickleball. I've never played, to be honest. They're building
You gotta
a
play.
new court.
It's addicting, I promise.
Yeah, I'm gonna try next summer because they're building a new court in the park near my house.
Mm.
And like I play tennis, and I know they're kind of similar.
Yeah,
Um,
it's really easy too once you start playing it, and then once you start figuring out the spins and like the intricacies of the rules, then it gets fun.
do you think it's easier than
I
tennis?
recommend. Yeah, for sure. Oh God, tennis. You play a good tennis player versus a good pickleball player, you're gonna get whooped in tennis. But in pickleball, like you could have a chance if you know, yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'll have to give it a shot for sure next summer. Maybe we need a Paris Playbook pickleball tournament
Mm,
somewhere. Put it,
good
make it
idea.
centrally located. Get it like all these guests from the pod and have a big pickleball tournament.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
maybe you'd come out on top. I don't know.
See, that'd be fun.
But Dylan, I appreciate you hopping on the podcast, talk a little Idaho football and some
Mm.
other things, and squeezing me in on your improvement week here. Best of luck with the rest of the season, man. Go Vandals.
Yeah, appreciate you for having me on.
Thanks for listening. Please stay tuned for more episodes soon.